So the fact that he had the Flash type suit, but when he fought a speedster, and it didn't come up at all in Spider-Man 2, but the suit came back, I was really mad. I'm not even gonna hold
Mm.
you. It could have just had got destroyed or something, but it was like just not talked about at all.
Okay,
Gotcha.
so I just want to point out that I know I was very excited that they put me in the film, but I asked the director. I was like, "Hey, man, I've been watching the full cut of the film. I think my cameo in here makes this way too long." Okay, I thought the last 20 minutes we could have been without it. We just could have ended the film. But I'm like, you know what? He said, "No, I want you to get your acting credits. I'm putting you in the film." All right, and so he did, and I was like, "Wow, I really appreciate that." You know.
Yeah, bro, you're a lot taller than I expected.
Yeah. 8 feet or
We all
whatever.
got to start somewhere after all.
We got to start somewhere, and I was really proud how my scenes came out. I think I did really well, but yeah. Tony Wally says, "Put my fries in the bag, Jake." Listen, I just want to highlight how good of a performance I did. Pat yourself on the back now and then.
I thought we were all supposed to be our own toughest critics, after all.
I was in my X-Men 97 cameo. I really wanted to do more in that show.
Mm-hmm.
But they said, listen, we put you in that one book as the super speedster, so we're not going to do that this one, all right? This is the X-Men
Has a cameo. He watches Daredevil get sent through that window. He's like, "Damn." He's just one of the guys in the grocery store shopping.
You know the one problem that ties aliens with mutants are?
What?
Their need to overpopulate.
Yeah, they got to stop making mutants have numbers of millions and then be surprised that people don't like them. You know what I mean? They're like, damn. They're like, it was different when it was just like a handful of y'all. But that really is like, damn, they get mad. They just take over the human race.
Yeah, you're just literally popping up new mutants in books that have nothing to do with mutants at all. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Captain America. So, yeah.
Some might even call Captain America the father of mutants. He's the first natural mutate.
Mm-hmm.
Tony wants me to add some extra napkins, but we're out of napkins, man. That reminds me, I was at this Burger King this earlier today. It was super unprofessional. I ordered some food at the first window. Then I go to the second window to get the food. And then the lady down there has no idea that I ordered. She's like, "Well, what was your order?" I was like, "What? The lady in the front didn't tell you?" She's like, "No." I was like,
"No, sir, this is your job."
Yeah. An extra 10 minutes. I was like, I thought extra minutes would get my order. I'm like, this is not fast food. This is crazy.
You see that just reminds me of the old game we used to play in my elementary school called Telephone. I don't know if you guys ever played that.
Oh, when you whisper in someone's ear and they tell someone else.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you see what the last person ends up having to say, like so. Yeah.
All right, but yeah, that was that's my Burger King story. That's my alien story. Oh, that's right. We're talking about the movie today.
Romulus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of mutations and stuff. All right, let's start this review.
Okay. Well, you do the honors this time, Jake. I already did twice this week.
Welcome to Comic Phanatics, where we talk about the news, comic news, TV news, everything of the week. We do everything. Reviews.
Okay.
We just chat sometimes for like 30 minutes at the beginning of the show. We do everything. But this time we're here for.
All right. Well my name is Austin Wong. Okay. And I'm here to tell you to play Alien Isolation in 2024. It's a really good game.
Mm-hmm.
That alien is smart as hell.
Yeah. And I'm Cryptid Seeker 415 here to tell you all population control is not a bad thing if you're an alien. Like,
So let's put some parameters on that. Let's put some qualifications on that. But
all right.
yeah.
Now introduce yourself, man.
Yeah, Jake, introduce yourself.
So God didn't like me taking his name in vain apparently. So
Yeah.
I got casted out for a second.
Yeah, you don't know this, but God and I, we have a special connection, okay? Which you'll never understand.
Do the intro.
But, yeah, I'm Jake.
Okay.
Let's go.
And together we form the Phanatics -1, and we are here to talk about Alien Romulus. Okay, the latest Alien movie by what's the director's name? Anybody know?
My new hero. We'll find out later.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, while Jake looks for that, I'll say, yeah, we have a little thing called socials that you don't need to go to outer space to find, audience. Just go look for something called Comic Fanatic 69 on Twitter or X or whatever it goes by. And there you go.
I would appreciate if you went to space for it, though. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be. Actually, we would appreciate it a lot. Also, this isn't the only movie review we have. We have a bunch of reviews on a playlist, and these are timeless reviews because I guarantee you we have barely changed our opinion on these movies that we probably haven't seen since we reviewed them. So, go watch
us out. Check us out. Spread the word. Click that thumbs up button.
Yeah. Or a thumbs down button because apparently we get engagement either way. So it doesn't really matter. But also leave a comment. Share with your friends.
Yeah.
Thumbs up if you agree with cryptid. Thumbs down if you agree with the rest.
Oh, wow.
If you're mad that Witch isn't here, put a thumbs down.
Wait, so you want you like the Marvels? That's right. Never mind. You want our Eternals review to get a plus up? Because if they agree with you, they're gonna give it a like. That's what I'm saying. That's what it sounds.
We don't have a Eternals review, remember?
Oh, we did that off screen.
Off screen, yeah.
Okay, well that was a review, ladies and gentlemen. You'll never see it. But all right, I guess we should get started. So, what was everybody's thoughts on this movie overall?
97%.
It gives you the feels of what you would expect out of an Alien movie. Like your hair will definitely be standing during this, especially for the last third of the movie. I don't know what anybody's expecting coming into this. I mean, true story. My friend, she went to go see this movie, and a couple brought in their 6-year-old daughter to go see this movie. What in the world were you expecting, parents?
You know what's crazy?
I've never been so proud.
You know what's crazy? I found out that kids were watching Deadpool and Wolverine the other day.
Well, that's different, man.
They didn't bring. I had a baby, 2-year-old in my.
Hey, just to put this out there, I'm really close with my niece, right? I gave her a Deadpool coloring book for her 9th birthday, right? Even I didn't take her to go see Deadpool when it was coming out. No, sorry, you're too young. That's not for you. Wait until you get older.
Well, kids would be horrified when the Thunder Nova's fingers went through the people's faces.
Listen, imagine seeing Johnny Storm for the first time as a child, and he just gets turned into crispin bones. Oops, spoilers! You should have watched the movie by now. But yeah. Other than that, Aliens as a rated R film. Yeah, it's pretty scary. It's pretty scary. I mean, it scared me, but it's pretty scary. Austin, what did you think?
I think it was good.
Okay.
Your cameo really made the film for me.
Yeah, I think part of what made this even more scarier was the fact that they decided to go back to prosthetics, not just fully CGI, so you really get the feel of these monsters being in the area,
Animatronics and prosthetics.
Yep, and you even had people in those suits of those aliens. Especially one specific alien by the end,
I'm in a weird place with this movie where it's I like every part of it. Well, I think the beginning is slow, but that's okay. That's just me being impatient, really. It's not really the beginning of the film.
Rewatching it, I really actually appreciate the beginning because they do pay it off throughout the film, like the stuff
Yeah,
they said.
Mhm.
yeah. So I mean, like that's just me being as an impatient person. I just don't like the beginning of the film, but I can recognize that. That's not really the movie's fault. It's really
Mhm.
doing its job. But
Yeah.
the rest of the film is for me is pretty engaging. I think the only thing, and I alluded to it at the beginning, the only thing I think might could have been cut was the last 20 minutes. And I sort of understand why it wasn't, but at the same time, it's like as good as it is, it drags the film just a little bit.
Mhm.
I think I would have liked a whole part of a whole second movie exploring the one thing they were trying to do. But
I
I kind of understand
I
why they did
kind of like it because it kind of feel like it puts a bow on some previous movie stuff
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that they can't, so they don't have to bring it up again if they don't want to.
right.
But I give it to you. I do kind of. It did drag on. I agree with that. And the way they
Yeah.
ended it did I make me believe it was like a disservice to the film.
Yeah,
Yeah. I really want to talk more about that, but we'll get to it when we get to our spoiler
Yeah, yeah,
section of this video. Um, yeah, it does. This movie plays on certain beats that we've seen in previous Alien movies, yes, but
one that's gonna
hey,
piss you off. It better piss you off. If you like that scene, I don't want to talk to you ever again. There's one scene that should piss you off. It's
exactly,
straight.
exactly.
There's no enjoyment for that scene. I don't know how they got that in the movie.
We'll get to it when we get to it. But yeah, if you were really deep into alien mythology and the franchise, this is definitely a movie for you. If you want to see something old, something familiar, something new, maybe something borrowed, it's all in here, you know?
I
It
also
was all things.
what I did like about this movie too was the and it gets brought up very early on the theme of the movie in terms of like doing what it takes to survive versus
hmm
doing the morally right thing.
hmm
It's not like
Yeah,
it
it's
really
logic versus feeling. It's the logic versus feeling. To be
yeah,
honest,
and to be fair, it's not like I don't know if it's intentional or not, but the movie isn't really trying to force you to see one way or the other. I don't think because I'm not gonna lie, the logical side was kind of winning for the most part.
Yes,
like
yes.
the whole film.
Every time the logical side was saying something, I was like, yeah, no, honestly, this was like the only way this could have gone down in a happy way for everybody. So, but you
Hey,
know, there was
sometimes you got to cut a finger to save the whole hand. You know, it is what it is. You
yeah, there was
know.
like a scene very early on where, like, I mean, like I think in the second act where the characters were complaining because another character was being like very like, I think the word I'm using is pragmatic here, and
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not gonna lie to you. If you had done it the way you guys wanted to, all three of you would have been dead. There's,
Mm.
there's like
I
no
mean,
way.
especially since some of those moral characters were compromising their safety during this whole expedition at certain moments. Like there are definitely some stupid moments on the humans' part. I'll tell you that. You know. So
Yeah,
I'll get more
so
into that.
I did like that theme. And like I said, I don't really think it amounts to like a message of which one is right or wrong, because or if it was trying to, it failed to me. But I did like how it was weaved into the story. Um, and also I did like our main character this time. On
hmm
this one, what was her name?
Like,
Rain?
really?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Turn plot twist. So.
um, I actually liked Andy the best in this movie.
Andy,
Yeah.
you liked Andy. You liked Andy when he locked in. You mean when he was?
I know I like Andy. I like the full package of Andy, man. So not just a version of him. So
uh, I could say I like Andy because I like characters where like you can't tell where the line between they established this very early on, so I wouldn't even count this as a spoiler. But like Andy is an android,
hmm
um,
No, that's pretty clear.
and I
yeah.
wouldn't and I like characters that blend the line of like okay, are they like sentient or is that just like me projecting onto them my human emotions. You know what I mean? And that's kind of Andy. So, there are like lines he'll say where you can tell he's taking things into account that other people have said, but I don't know. It's unclear, and that's not bad, but it's like it's unclear if it like emotionally affects him or if that's just him listening to what was said, basically.
Right.
You know, but, yeah. And I think him and again the main character, her name is like Rain, right? I'm bad with names, but
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I only remember him. I only remember that one character, Andy, because like, hey, he, several other horror franchises have an Andy, one specific too. You know.
Yeah.
Chucky.
Oh, you mean
The one
Chucky?
also had a robot in it. Funny enough.
Yeah.
A reboot with a robot.
But
Yeah, Chucky.
But yeah, so Rain and Andy, I think by the end of the movie have a pretty solid relationship as brother and sister. So I really like their dynamic, especially near the end of the film when they really got to work together. I thought that was really nice. But what you guys think of those two? Or one?
I like pretty much the whole cast, to be honest.
Andy was the only one I wanted to survive in this. I didn't care about all the others. Sorry, that was just me.
I'm not gonna lie to you. A character, you said the whole cast, a character died because he made a very dumb decision. And I wish he lasted longer so Andy could be like, fuck you, I told you. I really wanted I was so mad he died, man. So, in terms of the whole cast, I think they were okay. I thought they were just serviceable. I don't really know if I felt strongly one way or another about them.
What I mean by the whole cast is like, even the ones who died early, they gave us enough of their backstory to explain their current actions. I thought pretty well.
To be quite frank, like I'm not saying I hated the other cast. I just wanted to see more of Andy going forward. You know, so.
Yeah, the only character I was interested in was the little cousin who was like racist against androids.
Yep.
Yeah.
I liked it. Okay.
That wasn't a cousin. Well, depending on who you're talking about, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He
wasn't the main character cousin.
Yeah, he was he's that guy's cousin. Yeah. His character arc. Well, he didn't. Yeah, his character arc was basically like him processing the trauma of what happened to his mother and projecting it onto Andy. But what I liked about that was that usually that trope is followed by like, oh, I guess Andy's different, but it's like, no, actually, no, straight up, like this is the same. It was like, this is the same scenario as that's what happened with your mother. This is gonna happen all over. I didn't like they're trying to sugarcoat it. He's an android. He's not like a special android. Like, no, he will probably make the same decision that other androids.
Yeah, the main character's name is Rain.
Right. Okay. All right. That's good. Okay, I got it right. Guys.
The guy you're talking about is Bjorn, I believe. Tyler's his cousin.
What's his name?
Bjorn.
Bjorn.
Okay. Yeah, it's a Viking name.
Okay.
Well, he wasn't like. I guess.
His cousin is Tyler. The girl in the trailer who had the chest burster come out is Navarro. I can't find the other girl's name right now.
Okay.
But yeah, I felt like his storyline kind of ends. Bjorn's storyline kind of ends prematurely. I think that's my only biggest gripe with it. But other than that,
if it kept going, he would have forgave Andy, bro. It was his time.
That's true. I don't think there was anything to forgive. I think. Well, maybe there was. Maybe there was like a. Maybe he would have been like, nah, he fine. But yeah, other than that, the cast kind of just served their purpose. I did like how this followed the. I don't know if this is like how old this tradition of writing horror movies is, but I noticed that I started picking it up in Evil Dead Rise. I liked how every death in the movie taught you something about the villain, like the monster. That was used later on to help evade or defeat the situation at hand, basically.
I agree with that. So we actually learned two major things about Alien that's never been confirmed in like comics and stuff that are big game changers. Thanks to a certain somebody or returning somebody.
Yeah. We're going over that in spoilers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like I said, I think every death had a meaningful part to it, so it was just like a way to convey information. I also did like how they put a timer in the story as well, where they're like, "Well, you have 1 hour to get off this ship," which made me think like, "Oh my god, they gotta go!" Like I really like the sense of urgency in the plot when it starts kicking in. I think was like really good. How do I feel about the facehuggers in this movie? Everybody's been talking about them.
Ooh. They were creepy. They're as creepy as they've always been. When it may have been a while since I watched an Alien movie, right? But I don't recall when a facehugger, puts this thing in your mouth that it goes like right down to your stomach.
It does, yeah.
Oh, it does. Okay, yeah. Again, it's just been a long
So
time
it
since I
blocks your
watched.
full airway, and then because the one earlier movie they do reveal that it blocks your full airway, and that if like this, I don't want to say the sacks on the side of the facehugger, they pump like air into your lungs, like themselves. They keep you alive.
Okay. Gotcha. Oh, all right. Well, glad that was clarified at least.
Because it never really been shown like it was shown today.
Gotcha. Wait, was I ever told that every face hugger could do multiple victims?
We just knew there were some that could.
Okay. Just wanted to check.
But usually after a face hugger does its job, it dies. But it hasn't been a case of one doing both.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to clarify that. So, yeah. Creepy, scary. What more do you want from a facehugger audience?
I did like that. It was crazy. It was this movie that made me realize like we never, at least to my knowledge, we never fight a facehugger in Alien Isolation. Which is like the game for people who don't know.
I think you fight. No, you fight them later.
Okay, I'm not there yet. Okay, but I was saying
it's during the final act, but you do fight facehugger.
Oh, okay. See, I only made it like near the final act. I never actually got to the end of that game.
Yeah, I don't know why it took so long to do it, but yeah, it's in the final act.
Yeah, but yeah, I really like how this movie made the facehuggers like kind of a threat way before the alien shows up. I don't think we even get to see Xenomorph until what is it? The ending of the first act, I think, and even that it's used very sparingly. It's not until the third act they're really even actually fighting off the Xenomorph. So, and also I did notice that we actually get to see the full evolution of the Xenomorph into this movie, even beyond that, in this film. So it was kind of cool cycling through the different life stages of the Xenomorph. Through this film, like again, this movie does a great job of helping you learn more about the monster as time goes on through character depth and moments. So I did like that. I think that's all I can think of. Anything else we're missing here that you guys want to talk about?
No. I think we're subtle enough to talk about how we feel about the movie without spoiling it. So, you guys want to head into the spoilers now?
I will tell you this. The trailers did not give everything away. I know a lot of people think trailers give everything away. No, the trailer here didn't prepare you for anything in the final act.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was that final act. I literally said, "What the fuck am I looking at?" That's literally what I said.
Dude, all the women in the audience I was at, they were all giving a reaction. They were all horrified by the end.
I will say this: there are some references to the older Alien movies, but like as someone who's like kind of forgot about a lot of them, I probably missed a lot of them. But there is one in particular that was so.
To be fair, most of them were just visual. I think people will let go. But what you're talking about, that's why I alluded to earlier. If you don't get pissed off, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, that one was so fucking bad. I mean, not only did the reference not make any sense, but the way it was done was worse than what it was in the original movie it came from. So that dropped the movie down a point for me. Honestly, I'm gonna lie. It was
Oh
like,
wow.
yeah, I was like, why would you try that? That was so stupid. You didn't need to do that. I think movies like this, legacy movies like this, need to worry about making their own legacy, making their own moments that people can feel nostalgic about. And there is a scene in the third act that's like really cool that kind of does that. But I just want more of that, more original stuff, and less like borrowing from the past. And so that's kind of what my advice for the next movie going forward. If you do one, so.
Easter eggs are fine, but just remember, even an egg could turn rotten real quick. You know?
Oh yeah, I guess I would say this is the next step the director wants to take is he wants to work with the director of Prey, the Predator prequel movie that came out, and make another Alien vs Predator.
I'm gonna speak this into existence as much as I can. I need them to make a third faction in this fucking universe. That's like,
really.
I like the Xenomorph. I like
to be fair, in the comics they're like the androids kind of become their own thing at 1.2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they're in this movie. Like, I want like something like, when you watch Predator, it has nothing to do with Alien, at least to my knowledge. Like, when you watch Alien, it has nothing to do with Predator. I need something that has like completely divorced, but in the same universe. I think that's what I need, because I think this universe is like cool in like the sense of like it can be the dark Star Trek universe where it's like we go to space and just every alien is like a piece of shit. But like,
I got you. So we're gonna do Alien versus Predator versus Terminator.
There you go. Like that's what I'm saying, like a third faction, like the Terminator or something like that. Because I think that would expand the universe. I like the idea of Alien versus Predator. I think they should go forward with it.
I just think you did all you really could do visually with an Alien versus Predator in the first two movies. You know, I mean, you got a Pred Alien after all. How much more bigger can you get after that? You know,
by going into your comic that they own and bringing in the special predators and the special aliens. We haven't seen the King. We haven't seen what's the other one name? The Alpha. We haven't seen any of these special ones. Like these have changed the game for Predator.
Yeah. So
we haven't even seen a female Predator yet.
Ooh.
No pun intended.
But like I said, I think we need more pillars in this universe, and I'm glad that we have the two. They're really strong on their own, but I feel like to freshen things up in the horror genre, make another one. So that's what Prometheus should have been. It should have been the new Alien, but then we went back to the Xenomorph, and I was like, all right. Well, that's just me getting on my soapbox. I'm done. So.
Gotcha. But alright then, audience. You heard our non-spoiler review. Now we're going on to spoiler side.
Spoilers. It is spoilers time.
Who wants to start off?
Go ahead, Jake. Do it. I dare you.
They need to retire that line. Get away from her, you bitch, because that was the worst thing I've ever heard of this fucking thing.
It peaked when Johnny said it.
No, when Johnny Cage from Mortal Kombat 1 said the line, that was the only other time. I was like, that is hilarious. Okay.
Hey, also from Molly Weasley in Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows. Come on, give her some credit on that.
I'm not a big fan of the Harry Potter movies. I cannot have that. But I will say, but no, I just that line.
Okay.
That line is like terrible.
Okay, yeah, that is an example of a rotten egg audience.
No, let's talk about how awful everything about it was. So when he said it, he already got the alien away from him. I want you to know that. So he said, "Get up." He kicks it down, falls down the shaft like 30 feet, then says, "Get away from her." And he takes the longest pause in history. It says, "You bitch."
He says, "You bitch." I was like, what? What are you posing for? They had no context. I think there was some line that said, I could never quite hear it. There was some line that said about him quoting, but it doesn't make sense. The line doesn't exist yet.
And what?
There was some line in there I couldn't hear well where he was talking about. They're talking about how he quotes things. It was like
No. He quotes her father with dad jokes stuff. That's how he programmed him to do, to take care of her if anything happened, and he did all this stuff to like remind her of him, feel like that.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he did.
But he was supposed to be quoting her dad.
Yeah. He did have a habit, apparently, of making random jokes to make Rain feel better. Like, I recall, like, that one joke he made. This one factory worker, he got acid on half his body, right? And when he asked, "How are you?" he says, "I'm all right."
Yeah, he did got acid on the left side of his arm, on the body. You're like, how are you? You're all right.
There you go. You know.
Yeah.
Some dry humor like that, you know?
Yeah, I think that's fine. I thought it was fine. I think all those puns were fine. And I liked it because he was an android, he could deliver the lines in any funny way. I think that made it funny to me, but I know in universe that'd be annoying.
But to be fair, she was kind of annoying. And it was like, bro, I used to laugh when I was 12, bro. I'm not 12 anymore.
Yeah, well, it was he was saying a knock joke, but it would have none of the delivery. Like, it made you appreciate like a good knock joke because he'd have none of the nuance of a knock joke. He like knock, who's there? Rain, because it's raining or some shit like that. He'd be like some shit.
Yeah.
So, I like I said, I like that, and I wish that was something that it went into the line instead of "Get away from me, you bitch." I feel like that would have been kind of funny. But yeah, other than that, Andy was really cool.
I like the actor.
Yeah, go ahead, Krypton.
I was saying, I thought the actor did a phenomenal performance as him. You know, giving out different personas of the same character and that stuff. You know.
Yeah. The whole plot where he gets the chip, the upgrade chip, and then all of a sudden he just knows exactly what to do. But he's losing himself. But at the same time, I was like, if y'all just stop arguing with him, y'all be fine. Like, I really he was right 90% of the time. I don't really think he was wrong about a single play. In fact, the only reason he got knocked out before was because y'all went back to go get some lady that you should have just left to die, to be honest.
Yeah.
So,
hey. She's our friend.
Yeah. But that could have been
I'm sure your friend doesn't want you to die along with her.
You don't know her life.
I mean, seeing these people, she might have. Okay, these people are very selfish in this film. So, and in fact, the whole they would even be fighting. Actually, no, they would have been fighting xenomorphs, right? Because there were xenomorphs on this ship.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, they're face huggers regardless. So.
There are face huggers, but then we saw later there were a lot of xenomorphs.
Yep.
Yeah, because we saw 2 to 3 people get affected.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did have. When we saw like their nesting grounds, there were definitely a lot of corpses there with holes in their chest.
Okay. Yeah.
Speaking of that, I want to bring up. So this movie introduces the fact that the alien can survive in the xenomorph. Can survive in space without that freezing temperature. They straight up tell you this is the same alien that Ripley fought, and they found this alien 20 years later, 2 decades later, and they just got her like a few weeks before the movie started here, and it came back to like the moment it got warm.
Wow.
So I guess that's a new power for the alien. It is the ultimate predator. It's got to survive in space.
Yeah, I would say this is the first time I ever felt this thing with the ultimate life form killing machine. They kept hyping it up. The other than that, it was just like you shoot it a few times it died.
I guess that makes sense because like it's very, very, very scared of fire. So maybe like it just thrives in cold environments. I guess maybe you could say that.
It's why
we never actually had a moment where fire has killed the alien either.
Yeah,
that's true.
It's also one of the reasons why aliens prefer the dark side of things and they don't like the sun.
But So it doesn't have
Yeah.
to breathe. It doesn't have to breathe at all.
It adapts.
It
It
survived in
adapts.
space, and when they grabbed it, he said they thought it was dead. So it had to put itself in like a near death state to survive. It seems like.
It held its breath for it slowly breathed out for 20 years. That's crazy. um, but yeah, I think this movie really does a good job of putting the menace in the xenomorph. I do like how the xenomorph, as annoying as Bjorn was, I did like that he tried to kill the xenomorph as fast as possible. I don't think it would have. I don't think it would have been my choice, but I do appreciate he tried. I do like that he did it. But yeah, I also love how they use the acid saliva as like a plot device in this film, basically.
Oh, that zero gravity scene with like the acid. Oh, geez, that was frightening.
That was great, and I like how it even still comes up again in the final battle with my cameo. At the end, you know what I mean? So I like how this movie introduces concepts and then uses them throughout the movie. So it feels like every part of the movie is important. Like nothing was just like wasted time. I feel. But yeah. Anything else I'm forgetting you guys want to talk about?
Let me see what else. Oh, the experimentation that was being done with the black goo stuff. You guys want to talk about that?
Yeah. What? So someone like break that down for me a little bit because I was like I get it, but I also I was like kind of lost.
I think they were trying to say like aliens they evolve pretty fast. Like the second they pop out of a chest, it only takes like what, an hour or two for them to develop into a fully grown adult alien.
Yeah.
So I guess they just wanted to harness that power, and apparently it has a form of healing factor in it. So that's what they're trying to experiment on. Hold on a sec. Dawson's come back.
And that was from and they've been trying to do this since Prometheus.
Uh-huh.
That was like the whole point was like the guy was like they're going to the origin, the original founders, the builders of the universe or whatever. And
Wellington's ultimate dream is to cheat death and evolve to the next state of humanity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
And so so the android on station figured out how to do that, or at least he thought he did, and so he made this experiment where it was like where it could evolve a human to move like a xenomorph, basically. Except he wasn't paying attention, I guess, because the experiment that he used died. So but for some reason he just thought like it will work on humans. It didn't even work on
they tested it on.
To be fair, I think it was more to see if it's possible. His ultimate goal really is to just get the alien back to Wailing Utani where they can experiment safely and figure it out themselves.
Right. I don't know.
So even this thing being around would have helped his goal eventually.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess so. I did like how it does try to tie into even the bad movies in the franchise. Well, I thought Prometheus was okay, but I think it's terrible. But what the fans would consider the bad movies, but they try to take that and make something interesting out of it, basically.
Yeah.
And I thought it was interesting, and I do like that. Like, regardless of if they go forward with it, we do just kind of get to see the last bit of what probably Prometheus would have led to, basically, with the oh my god,
it definitely feel like David would have eventually got to this point.
Yeah. So
people don't remember David, the android who was experimenting on humans, and the engineers that tried to make next level alien, and eventually led to the thing right before the xenomorph, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I did like that Yeah, I did like that we did get a wrap up on that plot line. I like that we did it in this movie, even though it kind of drags the movie out a bit too long for me. But I did like we did it, and everything I saw from it was really cool. Everything I wanted to see, and now it's like over. So like they don't have to revisit it again. It's done.
Mm-hmm.
My problem was that since they did tackle on the last 20 minutes, I think it should have survived and been a part of the next one. 'Cause I feel like such a waste to see this thing finally achieved and then thrown away.
Yeah.
And I'll hate for it like, oh, we did this, and then the next one's like, oh yeah, we did it again.
Do you guys
Unless
want
they
to
go to like the next state, and we finally see a full human xenomorph hybrid, like in the comics makes, then I don't know.
Yeah. Do you guys want to explain what we're talking about?
Yeah, so at the very ending of this film, because this girl injected herself with experimental alien goo, so she could live a little longer without cryosleep, she was pregnant, and so she gave birth to a human in an egg. It was already weird. And then this human evolves into, oh my god, I'm thinking about that scene.
It's a mistake of me.
With a xenomorph hybrid human comes out, and he immediately grows to adult age in like 5 seconds.
This is a mistake of nature, audience.
It's really a crime against the laws of nature. Amen.
The scene where you see the thing for the first time, and it's like on all fours in the hallway, and the camera zooms in on him, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" What I'm looking at is that it just starts tweaking out. Okay.
That iconic second mouth an alien has, right? It has it on this version, but it's on its tongue. I'm like, oh, hey.
Yeah, it reminded me like something from one of the zombie movies I've seen before. Yeah, like a Resident Evil film.
I did like. I think the only problem I had with the thing was like it's so close to the end of the movie. It really get time to do any.
And literally the last 15 minutes, I literally checked. I was watching the movie before I review.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like my problem with it is like because of all the characters left on the board. I guess it does kill 2 people. I mean, it may pretty much kill 1 person, but it doesn't really get to do anything. We don't get to see fleshed out or see like its full like capabilities really.
Also,
it has thumbs, and you didn't get to use them.
Yeah.
Yep. Also, to clarify something, I think this version is called Offspring. That's what they're calling it now.
Offspring, yeah.
Offspring.
To be fair, I don't know what kind of classification you'll give it. I guess Offspring's okay.
Yeah.
And I like the idea, and I think listen, if you want to take the concept and run with it, I think maybe we could have its own movie and just call it Offspring. I think it could just do something like that.
Plot twist: she had twins. There's another egg inside her, a mini egg.
I think
if it was, he's gone.
Yeah, this was also another creepy thing that happened with the mother, right? Like after the baby, the monstrosity was born, she's like touching down her chest, and there's more of that black goo coming out, right? When I first saw that, I was like, wait, did she throw up on herself or something like that? Or, oh my god, no, her breast milk got replaced with that black goo, and then an offspring came, met his mother, and did what a baby does to its mother,
It was kind of crazy. Like I was in my head, I felt like I was just denying that it was happening. And, like the first time I watched it, I was like, "Nah, that's just like weird goo thing. What was that about?" But like, the second time, I was like, "Nah, he was messed up."
Offspring sucks its mother dry. Like she is out of every fluid after he has his way with her, and like, oh god.
And I know Rain was fighting to survive, and I know in the moment that's what humans do. But honestly, at some point, I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to live anymore. Honestly, this is a lot. Like I have to live in the universe when this happens.
My whole faith in life just got destroyed, bro. I'm
Yo, I was expecting this baby to pull that same stunt from what was it, Alien Resurrection, where you saw all the clones and you saw that one that's like saying "kill me." Kill me. I was expecting Offspring to be saying that, you know?
Osprey was loving it. He was living his life. He was doing what he could. So, I did want to
It's
see,
like,
like, I do, like I said, it was so alien, though. I really wish it did more. I mean, other than the quote unquote breastfeeding scene, I really wish we got to see more human traits from it mixed with the xenomorph. I felt like it was more xenomorph than like it was human.
if you
Like,
know, if it was a lot, if it was to continue living, I could imagine it would have speech patterns and a conscious thought. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that could have been something.
yeah. Just that they grew fast. Does that mean we saw its full life cycle? It still could
right,
have. So we see xenomorph like still take a few hours to get full form. Like who knows
Yeah,
what you might change them to?
yeah.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I would have in my head when I was watching, I was like, damn, like I hope it's not dead because that would just be such a fucking waste. I guess that was my thing. Also, that part of the movie, I got jump scared twice. That's that last part of the movie that actually was a really good jump scare. I was like,
Uh,
where she's climbing up the rope and like it's playing like good music, like we did it music, we can calm down music, and then it just shows up in her face. I was like, oh god.
oh, God.
And I don't know
It's
why in that moment I thought she was going to die. I was like, all right, it's
well, she should have been dying like as soon as you got that one crack in her in her helmet in the
yeah.
midst of space. You know, come on.
I saw that crack in her helmet. I was like, all right, well, GG, Offspring wins, and it's over. But
Yeah.
but then she
Hey,
says
bro,
the
when we finally check does not fail. Okay.
well,
Mhm.
but she wins in the end, and she says the iconic line, "Die, motherfucker," as I was well in that moment. but you know, but yeah.
Um,
Offspring, I think, was like the coolest addition to the movie, but honestly, like, he should have spent a sequence. He should have.
yeah, you know. I honestly thought that whole scene in the Predator, Alien versus Predator 2, you know, when Alien infected those pregnant women with all those baby aliens, I thought that was horrifying. But seeing this one, what did you guys make me watch? I could have been watching it. Oh, hold on a sec. Let me bring Austin back. Hold on a sec. Quick
Um,
pause.
I
Quick
just
pause. Uh, why does it take us so long for Austin to come back? Hold on. Okay. Yeah.
New phone,
After
same tone.
Gotcha. Seeing that scene, all I'm thinking is I could have been watching Deadpool Wolverine for a seventh time. Why did I have to listen to you two? You know?
yeah. Um,
I don't
I
regret watching. I feel like something that horrifying had to be seen to believe.
it really
Yeah.
does. I literally said I was literally texting in my server. I was like, "What the fuck, bro? What is that? What is that?" I was like, "What is that?" It was so with no context. I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh,
All of a sudden that Cats movie doesn't look so bad now anymore, you know? So
I wouldn't go
but
that far.
I do think the director here has a great sense of style. He knows how to make it
Yeah.
work. Like I said, even though, like I said, I was tired of the movie in the last like 15-20 minutes, but I was like, it was still enjoyable. Like
I
it's not like
didn't realize that too. It's funny you say you were tired, because the movie's only an hour and 19 minutes. This is one of the shortest current films out.
yeah, that's okay.
but it's an effect. I learned this in college. Like the way you can write a story and make people feel like they've gone on that full journey. Um, it will affect how the viewer sees it, basically. So, like the way the movie is written, the way that the scriptwriter did it, it really ends like 15 minutes before it actually does. Basically, it ends with like all right, and now we sail off into the sunset, and they just tacked on something at the end.
All
That's
you
right.
did was describe the ending to the Lord of the Rings 3, where it had
Yeah.
like 5 different endings.
Yeah, so it's like and writers can do that in different ways. Like sometimes the second act can feel like the first act and all this other stuff. But like that's kind of what this movie does. They do a complete package, and then they did like a long ass post credit scene for no reason. It's like,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
but
Mm,
but yeah, it was, like I said, it's still like everything he filmed was great, and I think that's the only reason that it made up for it. So it was still like a good watch, basically.
Gotcha. I mean, this movie had like a lot of noteworthy scenes. Like again, we mentioned it earlier when they were shooting those aliens in zero gravity, and they had to pass through the hallway with all that acid just floating in the air. You're like, oh damn, that was horrifying.
That was a smart idea. That was a very interesting take.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
you know what, the facehugger's first appearance in this movie was very stylish and different than any other like facehugger attack we ever received.
Yep. Speaking of the face huggers, oh man, that was like one of the stupidest moments in the movie for me, where they're Andy literally tells them, these guys, as long as these face huggers, as long as you're not making any sounds, you should be okay, right? Don't make any noise. But what does that one guy do? He calls, his sister or whatever, the pregnant lady, through the walkie he has in the middle of all those face huggers.
You know what's crazy? I guess no, it would have been fine. Yeah, it's because of that lady that whole final 15 minutes even happens. Honestly, if she just died, they would have been fine. I think all three of them would have been okay.
Yeah, a woman, at that lady had a chest burst to come out, and and the worst part is she had like no context. Like they didn't tell her about the alien stuff yet.
Right.
So her point of view, something just came out of her friend's chest for no reason.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but like I said, I think the movie does a good job of having its own iconic moments, which is why I just don't like the references to older alien movies that much. Because it's like, I don't know, it's like you're doing such a good job, why not just make the whole movie your own? Because he was in a position that a lot of people who do these type of movies are never in, where like they can make their own, they can put their own mark on a film without destroying the film before it, basically. I just felt like the references were unneeded. Really, I feel like it could have just been its own thing.
I don't think it's like literally just the base force.
Yeah.
Everything else, a visual. Well, other than die motherfucker, where I think it's a natural thing people might say to be fair in that situation. Everything else was like just a visual thing. Oh, the face hugger got the alien got close to her face, like Ripley. When she opened the door, goes to the hallway, she's going slow, kind of like Ripley. But I feel like anybody in that situation would walk with caution. Like it wasn't like egregious or anything, in my opinion.
I feel like I wish Bjorn said it's game over now.
Yeah.
But,
Look at you, Jake. You want to put your own Easter egg in there?
They're gonna eat me. Oh my god! And you put it in there. I want that.
I feel like if the movie got any worse, it would be a bunch of references, but it'd be like very worse versions of how it was said before.
Give me a parody movie of Alien. Just with reference to other films the whole time.
Yeah. But yeah, anything else we're missing? I'm pretty sure. I'm not really sure. The movie's good. It's just, I don't know if like as a discussion. There's really,
we need to talk about the big thing in the room, which is the returning android AI actor.
Andy? Oh, wait. You mean the one that half its body's missing?
Yes, because this guy passed away a while ago, and they had to recreate the whole thing without him here.
Oh, I didn't know about that. Wow.
Oh yeah, if you knew, you probably would have brought up earlier. But yeah, the actor passed away. So every scene with him, the half body. This is the guy from the original movie who set up everybody, got everyone killed, and kept trying to protect the alien on board and bring back the Whaley Utani. And he kind of affects Andy with the same mentality, where it's like, dude, you need to complete our mission. You are an android. Stop being a bitch. Don't worry about her. Do the job you're meant to do. This our primary right now. Bring the alien back to Utani.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta let these people die. Let them die. And sometimes when they can't make the hard choice, you gotta make them.
Yeah.
I think I don't know, because I mean that character's supposed to look like that. But could that role have been filled by a different character? Do you think?
Yes, because remember, this isn't the same one from the first movie. This is one that was on this ship who found the alien 20 years after the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it could have been the next version of Android if they wanted to.
Do you think they should have just brought David back, just had him in that role, or do you think they just wanted to include him?
Is this?
David's, I think, too far back. It could have just been. We just needed an android that between Andy and their generation and the original generation. Come on.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but it was a big controversy. A lot of people were. Some people were mad. Some people were still iffy about it. It's like using the likeness of a dead person, but they have permission for the guy's family apparently.
Okay, yeah,
It's like
they need to do
we finally
that.
got to that point that people feared, where it's just like we can make films while people here. You know what I mean? Just,
to those who have like concerns about that sort of subject, I would say like I agree with like statements like what William Shatner made, saying if if he will feel comfortable if studios would use AI to continue the Captain Kirk character or his voice, he said he would be okay, but only after he passes away, and only if like his family will get a salary of of his character being in that project.
That's
I actually agree with that. You cut the paycheck in like third and give it to the family. I think I'll be fine.
Yeah. But I do think there needs to be. I do think maybe there needs to be laws, if not already, put in place, or you can't do that while people are alive.
Mm-hmm.
But to be fair, if a person gives you their permission to use their likeness or something, that's the thing goes on right now already.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can't really put a law against that if you have to wait till they're dead, since you'll need their consent in the first place to do so.
Oh, I'm pretty sure every old time actor right now is like going over their contracts and lawyers and that stuff about this.
I'm pretty sure that's what the strikes were about, though. I think that was what they're afraid of. I don't know how that went, though.
Mm-hmm.
The strikes was more about the writers and the actors were just mad they didn't get a lot of pay. They were getting some actors weren't getting the much pay they thought they deserved, even though they were bad, in my opinion.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I at the moment I don't really have anything strong to say about it, as long as the permission was
It
given.
makes you feel weird or anything, like the uncanny valley of it.
I didn't really care because I thought like it was a horror movie, and that was like supposed to be like I don't know, like a superhero movie or something, maybe. But the uncanny nature helped it to being unsettling. I thought that was a part of the film, honestly. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even think about it until I saw a review after I watched the film. I was like, oh, I guess that was CGI, wasn't it? So,
Oliver brought it up. Remember, the Flash did it with the Reed. We were pissed off about it.
Yeah, well, that was a different situation because, to my understanding, Reeves doesn't have any living descendants anymore.
Also, I think it's also different just because, like, again, that's like in the context of the movie, that's a person. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like when you introduce a universe where it's like you said, you could use a different android, but I feel like in a universe where you introduce like there are androids that look specifically like this, I guess I was just like, oh, I guess if you want to use that android, I guess it would have to.
It's like the Terminator thing. Like, if we're like Terminator 8, you don't have to keep bringing back T-1000. Just do it because it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If people had a good T-1000 by now,
Right.
I think people would be fine.
Yeah. But to them, that's the brand. I don't know, but I don't think that's the case in Alien. In Alien, anytime I see an android, it's like a different person, right?
Yeah, the only time it hasn't been a different person is Prometheus, where we got David, and then the next movie we got Walter, who looks like David, but he was literally the next generation. And he was just better and everything, from what I understand.
Right.
But the only time we ever had the same android, but a different generation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I said, it's something I currently just don't have too strong of a thoughts on, but I haven't formulated it yet. It just might come later, really. So.
I like his purpose in the film, though. It being this actor didn't lend itself to what he was saying, but we've seen this actor, this type of robot, do it specifically in the first film. I do think that added something to it, even though I do say he can go.
Yeah. Yeah, and I thought he was like, like I said, I think he was a reasonable antagonist. He was like, listen, I don't hate you guys, but I don't really give a shit about y'all. Just get my shit off the ship.
I already failed. You know what I mean? That is your turn. It's your turn.
Yeah, I don't really didn't care who did it either. Like he told Andy to do it initially, but then when he had the pregnant lady had the vial, he's like, all right, well, leave. Like get off. Take my shit with you, please. So,
Yeah.
I really like just how like mission focused he was. I thought that was pretty funny. But other than that, he was a pretty solid character. We got anything else?
Let's see. I'm trying to think of any other memorable scenes that we haven't talked about, but I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, we made it. We made it to an hour mark.
No. I forgot about this. Earth is so shitty. Wasn't that Earth?
Yeah, that was Earth at the very beginning. Earth was so shitty they got to go other places.
So,
I think they were talking about going to other colonies because Earth was so shitty that like they needed.
So in the beginning of the movie, her family was in debt.
Right.
And her dad and mom died in the mine, so she was working extra hours so she can use up. Like, 'cause she had to work a certain amount of hours. And when she did it, she was done. She went to go tell the person, "Hey, I'm done. I'm leaving." And Lay's like, "Actually, we doubled the hours yesterday, so you're probably gonna be working for the next 15 years."
Okay, if I was understanding that scene correctly, she said we doubled the hours yesterday, but then they showed in real time her doubling the hours. So I felt like she did it like that. That's what it looked like.
No. So she was showing her the difference in hours, like in hand.
Oh, okay. I was like, I thought she.
Like this time what she did, but actually we doubled it to 24.
I thought I thought it would have been hilariously shitty.
That would have been funny. If we fair, we're gonna say that's it for right now. I think
yeah, she just doubled the hours on her. Imagine you come into work. Imagine you come into work and you're like, all right, boss, I'm off shift. No, actually, I signed you up for 16 hours yesterday, and it just like writes in pencil 16 hours. See?
That Earth did win a lot. You were talking about adding that faction. That Earth did remind me of Blade Runner, like a lot. Like that could easily mention that just a Blade Runner. But they want another thing here to have the androids actually start, having hearts and feeling shit, like just straight up and not like keeping it vague. Eventually, you have a Detroit become human type situation in this timeline.
I was like, it's like the anti Star Trek universe because like a Star Trek like in the future everything's like clean. We're civil. I'm talking to people like we're in our prime, but here it's like this is like grimy future, like drop out Earth, like
the ghetto, the
It's a game called The Outer Worlds, where they basically like, oh, you're at Earth, you want to go out and explore the star stuff, you sign this waiver, actually you're just a slave. You're just an off-planet slave now. And you're going to keep working. It's kind of like that, from my understanding. Waiver Unitani is putting y'all in debt, and then doubling the debt when y'all get close, and keep y'all here working basically for free and scraps your whole life. So they can keep making money. And I guess search for you that. And I guess that's the explain why they got so many resources in all these films and all these super high tech futuristic bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You think that's the reason why Prometheus had like an advanced ass ship though? Like basically that's it. Because like that's just
what flavor.
Yeah. But like the other people get like giant, like bulky 90s big monitors and shit.
That's what I like it. It just shows how much. Well, you probably like is it elitist? Where it's like, look, to the top, the 1%. We're living the greatest life of all time. Y'all got 50 years ago. We're like Wakanda to America. Wakanda to Iron Man.
Were you gonna say cryptid?
Oh no, all good.
But yeah, as far as unless we have anything else, I'll tell you later on this.
Yeah. Well, audience, tell us how you enjoyed the film.
Yeah.
Austin, you're about to say something.
I'm trying to think. I don't know if it's something I wanted to bring up. Oh yeah, so every character, even before the first episode, we learned a lot about them. Like Bjorn, The whole theme, of like we said, the theme of the movie was emotion versus logic. It was like, so the androids had to do what needed to be done to survive. But people let emotion get away, they couldn't really do it. And B. George's backstory was that basically the android said, "Hey yo, I can save most people here. I need some of y'all die to do something." And he locked
Mm.
people inside of this mind that was collapsing. And that's why he hated he hated Andy, as Jake was alluded to earlier. And he never gets over it. I really love the storyline.
Aw.
Bro, like Jake was saying, if this movie went on, he probably would forget him. I would hate it. It was so funny to have him die, man. But, it does seem to get a lot of like with Kane, his B. George's girlfriend, which is Navarra, the Asian girl. Like that early, the opening scene is slow, but it doesn't give you a lot about these characters. So even if you don't like them, you at least learn something about them. You might forget, but you'll learn something. Which is better than most alien films, in my opinion.
Yep. I gave them time.
All right, so let's do our ratings and we can leave.
Yeah.
I would give it, if it wasn't for that you bitch line, it would have been a 9. I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8.
Yeah. I'll give it a 9 because this is what you will want in an alien movie, to be scared out of your mind, and boy did it deliver on that, you know. So
I'll give it a 9 too, because it did drag on. That final scene, like that final 15 minutes, must stay with me probably more than anything else in the film. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
yeah.
So I think I really needed it to be there.
I'm definitely custom making a meme from those final 15 minutes. I'm gonna get something from there. I promise you that. But
I really don't know how they'll up the next show. Like, I don't know if we're gonna get another human hybrid. I think it'll be kind of cheap. Unless it's literally the perfect human alien hybrid. But I don't know how you'll make that look. And people like,
I don't know, because all the shit that can. Oh, I guess they could still, because they have the vials. Still.
Yeah.
I guess that's always a possibility. I don't know. I'll need to see what it is. You know what I would really like for Rain? I'm pushing agendas here. I would like it if she just maybe didn't run into another xenomorph. Maybe just into a different thing. Maybe she's the vessel for that.
You would like her to return?
I want her to return. I don't know if it would be like in an Aliens movie. I would push it. That's how I'll push the third faction. She just goes off and does her own thing. Why make her run into a xenomorph next time? Why not just be something else? You know? Because I feel like if she comes back and fights a xenomorph, it's just going to be like Aliens 2, where it was like an action movie, if I'm not mistaken, basically. And like, we've already kind of seen that. So it's like, why not just do something different with her altogether? You know?
I think they should do a new cast.
Yeah.
A little bit later. And then I guess later, if you need to, you can reference Rain and have Rain show up. But I do think we need a new cast.
Yeah.
I hate for Rain, because my problem is I don't want Rain to come back with like new friends and then they die all over again against anything. I think that's really fucked up. Like, happening once is fine, but happening twice is kind of ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Right. Also, it makes me less scared for her if I just know she's fine. Because as shitty as what happened in Covenant was, like the main girl in that dying in between movies, in a way I kind of liked it because it was just that's scary. Like that, like she was the final girl, she just dies off screen because of this fucking creep on the ship. I think that's a scary way to go. But I think
because I think I would rather they showed it. If they showed it, I think I would have been fine with them dying off screen. Like if you showed the body first and then show what happened, I think I would have been fine.
Yeah, I think I just think for Rain, I think her just showing in special appearances in other films that are in this time period, I think that would have been cool. That might be cool for her, as opposed to just making like another one where she runs into another xenomorph, all her friends die, she makes it out again at the last minute, and then we keep going. You know,
congratulations, Rain. You're not Sarah Connor.
Yeah, you said that. But you know, only time will tell, and I trust this director to at least give me one more good movie. So,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, if this guy decided to walk away, they pay this man triple. But we do what we're filming.
Nice.
Or you should revive Terminator. He can do it. I give him a touchdown factor.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Hey, audience, thanks for sticking with us for as long as you did. Hope you enjoyed the movie. Hope you enjoyed the review. And any final words before we close out, guys?
If you lasted this long, like the video. Well, what are you doing? Like the video, and also like subscribe and maybe share us around. I feel like that's your moral obligation. But you don't have to be a moral person. I'm just saying.
Yeah. What more Alien? Play Alien Isolation or buy Alien in Fortnite. Right?
Gotcha.
Alien Isolation, and then get mad when the alien has you cornered and you're trying to find your objective.
When the alien really cheap, right?
So
I just get mad when the alien just full on cheats.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, it literally just knows where you are. No reason.
Gotcha. But all right, then, audience. We'll see y'all